It's no secret heroin is destroying families in the Grand Strand and the PD.
Here at WMF News, we are starting a long journey to expose every dirty reality of this deadly drug. Over the next few months, you'll hear from undercover agents, medical professionals, the coroner, and those consumed by this addiction.
We're looking for answers, and we want to find out if there's hope.
Check the door.
In a Grand Strand golf neighborhood on a quiet afternoon, an undercover operation takes down another accused drug dealer.
Today is a heroin dealer. We've been investigating this guy for probably 6 months or better.
For every drug dealer, there's dozens of users trapped in a vicious cycle. Right now, in the Grand Strand and PD, the drug of choice is heroin.
The natural progression from a prescription medication is to heroin because a lot of them come from the same family, the opiate family.
According to Horry County crime statistics, heroin-related crimes more than doubled from 2010 to 2015. But heroin isn't just a casual drug sparking crime. Heroin kills.
When I started many, many years ago, we might have a drug overdose at 1 or 2 every couple months, and now it's 4 or 5 every month.
Much of the heroin trafficked to South Carolina is pure, but the heroin that's killing people is anything but. The Horry County Coroner's Office started keeping track of heroin deaths specifically since June of 2015, when they really noticed the increase. Since then, 25 heroin deaths have been recorded. In 11 of those, the synthetic drug fentanyl was also present. The rest are still waiting on results.
Yeah, that's 25 people that have passed away that should not have, and that addiction is what caused them to leave us.
Tell me a little bit about your family, kind of before this accident happened.
Just your normal family.
Her son escaped death twice.
And then he had this really tragic accident, and that was when he was 15.
This mother asked we protect her identity because her son is now relapsing and deeply tangled in the drug world. It all started 5 years ago.
When he was sent home, the doctors, it was such a bad accident that they had him addicted to morphine.
His body was desperate to relieve the pain. Losing those painkillers started the first of 3 downward spirals, but it wasn't immediately obvious what exactly was going on. First, things started to go missing.
My spoons in the kitchen, and knives, and aluminum foil, and water bottles.
Then it escalated to lies, violence, and stealing. He wasn't eating, sleeping, bathing.
The change in him was like night and day.
After doing some research, it all pointed to heroin.
So I found these things called heroin slips. They were all over his room. And a heroin slip looks like it's made out of gum wrappers. It's very little.
You rip that open and the heroin is down inside. She started collecting the slips and every piece of evidence, tracking his every move. She called the police, pressed charges on her son for stealing, called every county leader she could to get her son help to break the addiction.
Because I thought if I ever could get in front of a judge and say, on such and such a date, he wrecked the kitchen, he threw a pan of oil at me, he put his fist through my china cabinet.
An arrest and court appearance sent him to rehab for 45 days. He quickly relapsed, even worse than before, but he was timing his drug tests so it wouldn't detect the heroin. It was his mom that caught on. The first slip she found, she turned her son in, and he failed the drug test.
I was elated because I was like, finally we're gonna get him some help.
Her son was still high when he signed a document to willingly state he was stealing to fuel his heroin addiction and needed help.
He had shot up before I put him in the car. His arm was huge. He shot up so much because he knew he couldn't get it anymore.
After 2 months in rehab, the family was finally back together.
Everybody we were just so happy, and it was so nice, but it didn't last long. It didn't last long. The heroin addiction is so strong. It's one of the strongest. And the success rate of having getting clean of heroin is very, very low.
And it's all starting again.
And then my spoons start missing again. Then there's no foil. There's no fork.
But now she knows what she's looking for. The strips, the violence, sunken eyes, refusing to eat or sleep or bathe.
And so now when I talk to him, I'm talking to heroin. And people say, kick him out. Just kick him out. You know, he's destroying your life. Kick him out. But you can't. It's your child. And you want to get him help.
That was Katrina Helmer reporting. If you are battling substance abuse, there are local Narcotics Anonymous groups in the Grand Strand and PD. We've posted that resource for you on our website. Just click the WMBF Investigates tab and select this story.
And if you are looking to get rid of old prescription medications, there are anonymous Dropbox locations. We've also listed those for you online as well. Again, that's WMBFnews.com.